we're starting to get numbers in the 250s. I mean, it's going pretty fast. It's been running for, what, 20 minutes? What do I want? What do you want for nothing? So this is gonna be interesting. So now, of course, is the very fun time. This is one of the greatest things I love. I always go back. Oh gosh, darn it! I always go back through, always, just because it's so pleasant to do. And looking at the original service, the correct service guides, and they're just so pleasant to look at. They're just beautiful. Like, look at these illustrations for how the time setting and correction works. It's just so pretty. So expertly done. All the lubrication guides. And, hey, look at that. You see that? What's that there? That's a shepherd's crook. Yay. Spring. Bing. You can see how the off-center cannon pinion there. You can see how that works in the train. It's pretty cool. Right. Okay. Like I said, I can rely on memory or instinct or whatever, but I don't like to. It's always good to review. I'm so entirely capable of forgetting. I wonder. We'll have to see how that goes. Shoot. I wonder if I did. Maybe. God, Sebastian's going bananas. There we go. There we go. Bananas. There we go. You can see the mainspring arbor jewel there, which is super cool. I think. Yeah, well, Alright, we'll see. What a beautiful, beautiful watch. I mean, this really is nice. I mean, it's really super nice quality. Like, no joke. Okay. And our handy dandy thingy boo bookie wook tells us to lubricate these bits. Well, that's what I'm going to do. Come on, why are you acting funky? Enough with the funk. Okay, so this is going to be a little tedious putting all this stuff together. For you guys, I mean, not me necessarily, but there's some people there who are going to zone out. So if you need to go to the corner store, put some taquitos in the oven, or whatever, now is the time to do it. Oh, my dingle butt. No, it can't be that way. Dingle butt. And just a little tiny dingle butt. Dingle butt. Doesn't make any... did I get my order wrong? See, I talk a good game, right? About reading the manual and all that kind of crap, and push comes to shove, turns out I still put something in the wrong place. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to pull this thing. Because I'm a dipshit and put it together in the wrong order. Okay, I'm up. Hang on. Well, believe it or not, it's Friday. This has been a fun project for the last couple of weeks, but if I'm going to get a video up, I've got to finish this. But I have a problem. When you have these kinds of selectors that go back and forth, so you have, here's your crown. So what we need to have happen is this wheel goes back and forth. Hang on. Okay. So this wheel, it'll either go this way to do the date, or that way to change the 24-hour hand. So there it turned. Gosh darn it. It turns nicely. Can you see? It turns nicely. We go the other way, and it might click over once, as it's supposed to, but that's it. And then it stops engaging. There's something is not happy. Now this lever, the additional problem is there's multiple different versions of the 5600 selector. And I've actually been looking them up. None of them look like this that I can find. Doesn't mean it doesn't exist, but I don't know if having 8 teeth, if there's a reason for that. I mean, it's a division of 24 hours, maybe that's it. But I mean, the standard one has 4. Okay, so I'm not sure what's up with this. It's intact, it sort of works. Something's worn and it's not happy. Okay, so I was looking through a bunch of my junk stuff, and this old 5600 movement, it has its lever here, it's metal. It's not plastic like these were. The shattered stuff. It's metal. So I am going to be a bastard, and I am going to hork this out of here. The thing is that with Seiko, with their service manuals, they only really reference the base model of whatever the line is. So this is a 5619, but the manual only talks about the 5606, which doesn't have this arrangement. And I have not yet been successful in finding a tech sheet that tells me if this is correct, if this is the right part, if this part was made specific for these, or if this is somebody else getting funny and they restaked some other gear to this thing. I don't know. Thankfully, it's easy to get to. It's not hard. A lot of times in the past, when I would have these kinds of issues, there would be a spring missing or in the wrong place, because there would be, rather than just flopping around, it's supposed to have tension. Ugh, I just mowed the lawn and my allergies are going ape. So then we just need to get rid of that one. This little keeper plate for the minute wheel. You know, it's a shame. I mean, somebody put so much work into designing this amazing, amazing thing, and they used it for like a few years. I don't understand it. Okay, so that... Right? Okay, so there's that lever. I don't know that it was restaked. I don't know what, maybe this is the correct wheel. Maybe I'm just missing something, but I've got to hunt it down. So there is the one that's in there. That's a stock one with a cracked wheel. This is a replacement that has a metal wheel. Okay, so I want to check everything. Make sure things are needing to be the way they are. We'll go from there. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything that would be powering it. What does that go to? I'm going to pull this stuff all apart. I just want to go through everything slowly and check it correctly. So let me do that. So for fun, I went and pulled out every single lever I had. As far as I know, I think I have more. Now, I realize I'm pretty loosely tethered to reality. Like, I don't know, I kind of live in my own world. And sometimes I think things, and the things that I think are not right. I thought every single one of these NOS levers was bad. A lot of them are bad, but some aren't. These are all brand new. That one's junk. That one's okay. That one's okay. This is an original. This one is also okay. It's the gray plastic. So I don't know if the bad ones are these or these. I think they're the black ones are the bad ones. Because there's another. Yeah, this one's broken. That's bad. 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 There's another black one. Bad. But I was amazed that some of these were good. I was like, wait, what? I was really confused for a second. So, I mean, I actually tried them, and they actually do work. I would never put one in, but I don't know. This is the original lever that was in here. I don't think this has been restaked and replaced. I'm just not sure what that is. But I did cure the problem. Here is the metal one from that movement. And we can see, if you can see, click, 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 click. Perfect. And since this is now metal, I'm going to get rid of the weak link in the chain, which is this intermediary date driving wheel. They made them in plastic starting in the early mid-70s-ish, but originally they were metal. And it just so happens that I have one, a metal one. So now this calendar side is all metal. Yep. Isn't it? Right? Are you being weird? Are you being weird? Oh, it's because I haven't screwed all this stuff down and it came up. Okay. Why don't I reset everything and make it right? Rather than in this testing mode. Yeah, because there it is. We hold this down and we can go click, click, click. Good. Okay, so you folks can see what the heck I'm doing. Oh wait, that's the piece for this. Okay, I'm going to put another good one back in there so that movement's complete. This goes into the parts. Okay. Let us see what we're doing. What's up, honey bunch? What's going on? What the heck is that?
You said you were hungry.
Oh gosh, that's so nice. You don't have to make food for me. That's super cool of you. Well, I mean, but I'm gonna be making pizza in like 10 minutes.
No, we don't eat until 6. Just be careful.
You know, last week you were like, we need to start making it earlier.
No, that was just last week because Willow didn't have a lunch and she was having a meltdown.
Gotcha. Well, I thank you so much. That's so sweet of you. I love you. Put these Ditdale guards back on. This is actually a pretty nice movement to work on. I mean, once you get over the weird things, it's quite decent. And in fact, like, I took all this stuff off to get down here. You don't even have to do that. You can just unscrew this intermediary wheel, then you unscrew the minute wheel bridge cock that's underneath it, and there you go. You can pull it right out. And so that makes it nice to work on. And now that it's got a metal thingy, assuming that all those ratios are correct, and I think they are, this should work just perfectly. And that would be great if I did, because, you know, that was... And then I just want to check the running, see how it's doing. Let's see. Click, 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 click. Excellent. Okay, that is now fixed. Kick ass. All right. Where did that teeny tiny screw go? Teeny tiny screw. Where are you? Where did you go? Are you inside the movement? Did you drop on the floor? Do I need to find another one? Because they're tiny. Okay, well, let me put this together. Okay. We are clicking along. Watch is running. It is time for the most glorious moment in a young man's life. When he finally gets to put the dial on his 7619 Seiko GMT. Stories have been told about this for millennia. Yeah. I really do wonder. I do wonder why. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's darn good. It's certainly better than what it had. Poor thing. People are jerks. Shouldn't be allowed to own anything. Nobody takes care of a damn thing. Okay, so now I am looking for the thing that I cannot find, which is right here. God, it's crazy. I cleaned this. Oh, boy. Snappage. Do I have another one of these rings? Or am I going to have to try to repair this one? I'm not going to hork one from another watch. I'm simply not going to do that. So, worst comes to worst, I will simply fix this one. Because I'm not going to rip apart a watch to get one. That's not happening. It's stupid. I'll just fix this one. I have to epoxy this one. And the best way to do that is to come back to it. So I'm going to come back to that. But don't worry. Don't worry. I've repaired a few of those rings in my time. And I will do it again. I've done it before. I'll do it again. I think this dial is brand new. I think this thing was in a packet. Before it came to me. It was not in a packet when it came to me. It looks brand new. Almost. Oh, you tell him, Rocket. I don't know if you heard that. I don't know if you heard that, but that was Rocket snoring. He's had a busy day. Busy day. Wow. Isn't that pretty, huh? There she blows. Wow. I just want to confirm that there's no warpy washer that goes here. I don't think there is, but I just want to make sure. Okay, I'm going to come back. Here we are, cased up. I'm sure I'm going to be pulling this out again, but it's nice to... I haven't done any work on the case, like even cleaned it. Oh no, I've cleaned it. I don't really polish. I don't think I'm speaking correctly. That's not my thing. I haven't I haven't looked at the case finish at all. But as we can see, the watch is now running. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice that it's running? That it's doing running things. Oh, yes. Okay, so let us put on our case back temporarily. Oh, I did find... Look at that. Somebody did love this watch. They worked on it twice. Same person, same handwriting. 88, 90... was not an American who wrote this, because the way they do their 1091, the way they do their ones, because they do their ones with the long up. It's like how the Germans do it. So definitely the same person. So 31. So yeah, it looks like 88 and 91. It got worked on twice. I mean, it may have been worked on more than that, but that's what I've got. Wow. Yeah. I didn't notice that it had a... I didn't notice that this case back seal was still on here, because it was gray. See these? That's a best fit replacement. It's made out of a vinyl or something. This is what you'd be used to get from like Burrell and places like that, but it's not anything that Seiko ever used. So that tells us again that we were dealing with somebody who was getting generic parts. Okay, so maybe that does... I want to do some real research on that switch. Oh, would you stop fighting me? Come on. You can get in there. You're just a little watch part. Everything is fine. You know where you're supposed to go. What we do is that smashing it into hands. It's already looking better, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to clean the hands and then I'm going to set them. With GMTs, I like to do it with everything in the case and all together. It's just easier for me to deal with. Holds everything firmly and safely, and get these hands set right. So, I have found out some things. There are... Where are we here? We got a bunch of different kinds of the setting levers, which you saw. These are 3 different ones. And yes, the one with the 8 instead of the 4, that is specific for the 5619. It has its own part number. I sort of was replaying what I'd been saying in my head about service manuals, and I'm like, that's ridiculous. That can't be true. Seiko has to have a service manual for the 5619. And sure enough, they did. And they show the parts that are unique to this particular model, and that this is supposed to be it. We have a couple. The problem, what was actually stopping it, is that these things, these little wheels on here, they're compound pieces made of 4 components. And so you got this, you got your post and the spring, and then these 2 bits, and then that goes into this. And they can be staked together. They're not screwed together or anything. It's just a friction fit. The problem is that this would be turning from the setting wheels, and then this, which wasn't bonded to this, it was just holding to it by friction, would slip. So that's the problem. There's actually this 24-hour... this GMT hand wheel here is actually kind of it actually is a good amount of resistance. So I'm gonna need to basically rebuild one of these things. It has to have the 8s, because these 4s don't push it far enough and the handle can snap back. It's got to be this. The only other thing is that this little plastic diddly here is warped. And so it's not intersecting as deeply as it ought to. And I'm trying to decide if I want to try to use heat to put that back the way it wants to go. I don't know. There are no good options. Okay, well, anyway, that's the deal. So I'm doing the last of this, and we're gonna go from there. It is very much a different time. So this was real fun. I had to. There's the finished lever, right there. I had to de-stake this one, as you saw. I took it apart, and then the actual wheel that I'm poking at like an imbecile was starting to crack. So I had to rebuild it with epoxy, very, very gently. And then, just the plastic wheel, and then I put it all back together with the two parts, the upper and lower gear, adhered. So I am sincerely hoping that this is going to work out. It has been, as it usually is around here, a long day. Come on, Spencer. Whew, but I saw that new episode of The Bad Batch. Just watched it. Was that awesome? Hey, honey. Yeah? Did you go to, you're not looking at what anybody's saying about it on, like, Clone Wars or anything, are you?
No, I'm reading about that bizarre watch of the month club thing.
Oh, okay. Whoops. Grabbed the wrong screw. Boop. Okay, let's get you out of there. Do not need you in there because you're the wrong size. Clump. Come on. Come on. Out, out, out. Come on. Thank you. The many wonderful uses for Robico. Where did I... Something got thrown and landed on the bench. And thank goodness it's my stuff that was there. Not anyone else's. Is that the same one I had before? Okay. Hang on a second, please.
This is a spinnaker?
Spinnaker, I know.
This was yours super ugly. That was yours super ugly.
Well, yeah. I haven't seen it. I know they came out with a recreation of the poor man's Lejour. I mean, the poor man's Hoyer.
OGMT?
OGMT?
RGMT.
RGMT.
What the hell is that?
I have no idea. Well, a GMT, that's a watch that has a second hand that can refer to as 2 time zones and crap like that. Wow, it's been a long day. Okay. Oh no. Where is it? Gosh darn cats. Sorry for the noise, but dryer's going and that's the way it is. This is real quick and then I'm turning in. Sweet Mother Mary. It works. My crazy fix works. I swear it works. I'm just feeling a little... There we go. There it is. Click, click, click. Okay, I'm no more tempting fate tonight. I'm capping this thing. That's it. I'm done. Okay. Making more progress. The handset.
When we are there,
What?
I'm gonna bring this now. This is a toy.
Oh, okay, now it's a toy.
It's a candy ant toy.
Okay, I need to talk to the people, so just give me 1 second.
Type with me.
Well, I mean, you can sit here and look at me, but I have to talk. Okay, so what was I talking about? Oh yeah. So as far as I can ascertain, this should be the correct handset. But Seiko often did this with, well, not often. When they would do a forehand movement like this, you have to have the hand stack has to be tighter. And so they'll have the same hand that looks the same from the front, but that sort of the collar around it is much flatter. And so I had to actually take this hand and I hand filed it down very carefully and did that. I'm thinking it. I'm having a hard time thinking that this watch and this dial and handset, this watch and this dial and handset were from the same watchmaker, and he ordered these, but for some reason the thing never got done. But here's the Triumph. Are you ready for the Triumph? Let's see. Hang on, Sebastian. I have to show them the Triumph. Oh wait. Okay, what's your Triumph? What do you want to show them?
Actually, nothing. So can you move a little more?
I will as soon as I finish making this segment. Okay, people. Look at that. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Yep, it sure is. Neat. Look at that, and it snaps right too. Isn't that a pretty watch? Okay, now time to do some more work.